Yeah. What is your energy level? High. Can you show with, like, this is low, this is okay, this is high? No, but really, honestly. Yeah. Tonight, we will see tonight, but today it's okay, yeah? Okay. How did you like this stuffed meat in the breakfast? This kibinai that everyone ate? Okay. Okay. So we will start now, and before that I have a few announcements. Like usual, like I saw that you did yesterday. So almost the same, that if you would like to visit the tower and to see the best view in Old City with this accreditation, you just show, you take a ticket and you go up by elevator, and it is very much close by this building, okay? Another thing is that today at 3 o'clock supposed to be workshop about breathing and something. So the instructor of the breathing is sick. She cannot breathe with us, so that's why we cancel it. And we heard that our program is very tight, so free time, no problem. Hi. So yeah, and now we'll have a session before the coffee break, and it will be only one speaker, and from Ukraine, from Kiev. I'm sure you know the program, and no need to do big introduction, but we need to understand that when psychologists, they say that when we are in the problem, we are not very able to communicate what is happening with me. So we know that war is still going on, and we in Lithuania feel it on our skin. It's absolutely different for us, and maybe after war will be over, we hope it will be over soon. Maybe after this presentation and this communication would be very different, because then we can realize how it was. It's like in the past. But now we will talk about something what is now, and how theater education works in Ukraine. So, Mykhailo, the stage is yours. And later we will have questions and answers, and we have someone to translate. It's you?
Yes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mykhailo Urytskyi. I am the Ukrainian theatre director. I mainly look at puppet theatre, and I am also a lecturer at the National University of Theatre, Cinema and Television, where I teach acting and directing for puppet theatre. First of all, I would like to apologize for my English is not perfect. Today, I would like to tell you about theatre education in Ukraine during the full-scale war, which has lasted for 4.5 years. Before I speak about this topic, I would like to say a few words about the system of theatre education in Ukraine. There are two specialized theatre universities in our country. The first is the Kyiv National University of Theatre, Cinema and Television, which I have the honor to represent. It is one of the oldest theatre schools in Ukraine. Last year we celebrated the 120th anniversary of our university. The second is the Urytskyi.Theatre National University of Arts, where I received my first higher education. Students can also study acting in several other universities, including Ivan Franko National University in Lviv, Rivne State University, and Vasil Stepanek National University in Ivano-Frankivsk. The Kyiv University has two main divisions: the Faculty of Theatre Arts and the Institute of Cinema. The Kharkiv University also has a theater department and a conservatory. Today I will speak only about theater education. At the Kyiv National University of Theatre, Cinema and Television, we offer 3 levels of higher education: bachelor's, master's and doctor programs, including both PhD and Doctor of Arts degrees. Both Kyiv and Kharkiv train future actors and directors for drama theatre, actors and directors for puppet theatre, and theatre scholars. In addition, our university has a department of theatre products. The Department of Puppet Theatre Arts is the only department in Ukraine where students can study puppet theatre scenography. Our study groups are quite small. Usually there are between 8 and 15 acting students in one class, while directing and scenography classes normally have only 2 to 5 students. Beginning in the 3rd year, our students present their own performances in the university school theatre. The school theatre of the Department of Puppet Theatre Arts is called Halekin. Anyone can attend our performances by buying a ticket online or at the theatre box office. The curriculum for both drama and puppet theatre students includes acting, voice training, dance, stage movement, stage speech, and many theoretic subjects. Puppet theatre students also study several unique subjects that are taught only at our department. These include puppet acting, where students learn to work with many different types of puppets, from marionettes to masks and shadow puppets. They also study clown, pantomime, the basic of physical theatre, object theatre, and other modern performance techniques. As a result, our graduates become versatile performers. After graduation, they can work successfully in puppet theatre, drama theatre, or film. When I speak with my friends and colleagues from other countries, many of them are surprised that our universities are still open during the war. Yes, our universities continue to work. Schools also continue to work. Cafes and restaurants are open. Cinemas are open. It is often very difficult to buy tickets for theatres in Kyiv because they are usually sold out. The performances in our institute there are also almost always full. We try to live a normal life and abnormal situation. This has become our motto. Of course, living like this has many challenges. When we say during the war, we usually mean the period since 24th February 2022. However, Russia's war against Ukraine began much earlier. It started in 2014 with the occupation of Crimea and part of the Donbas region. At that time, Europe and much of the world chose not to see the danger, just as many people ignored Russia's The terrible war that continues today, destroying our people, our cities and villages, our factories, theaters, museums, schools and universities, is the result of the long imperial tradition and new colonial policy. On the morning of the 24th February 2022, we woke up in a completely different reality. At 5 o'clock in the morning, we were awakened by explosions. Russia had started a massive missile attack against Ukraine, including Kyiv. About an hour later, I began receiving messages from my students. They asked me many questions. What should we do? Will classes continue? Should we come to the university? What could I answer? It took us several days simply to understand whether education in our university could continue at all. During those first days, everyone felt confused. We all knew we had to do something, but nobody knew what the right thing was. Surprisingly, our students were the first to take action. They created a Telegram channel called Pollution Yava and began recording audio fairy tales for children. Parents could play these stories on their phones while staying in bomb shelters or metro stations, helping children forget, at least for a while, what was happening outside. A few days later, the university decided to move to online learning. But what does online education mean in a theatre university? How can you teach stage speech, acting, or dance through a computer screen? At first, the very idea seemed impossible. We also did not know where our students were. Some remained in Kyiv. Russian tanks were only about 10 kilometers from Kyiv. In Kharkiv, Russian military vehicles entered parts of the city. At the moment, education was no longer our biggest concern. The most important questions were survival and evacuation. Like many of my students, I traveled to Lviv. At the time, the Lviv Puppet Theatre had was a volunteer center and a shelter. Refugees from all over Ukraine lived everywhere, in offices, on the stage, and even on the theatre staircase. The theatre also welcomed many students from Kyiv and Kharkiv. I often say that public theatre artists are special people. No matter how difficult the situation is, if you find a public theatre, someone there will always try to help you. At that time, we still had no idea how theatre education would continue online. In Lviv, teachers and students from different theatre schools found themselves together. We began thinking about how we could continue teaching without our normal programs, with students from different years and teachers from different universities. Soon we became one big creative Every day we invented something new. The result was not the most important thing. What really mattered was the creative process itself. Only a few days later, together with students from several theatre schools and actors from the Lviv Puppet Theatre, we created an immersive performance called Sunny Sky. We performed it in a shelter for refugees. For 1 hour, people could forget that they had lost their homes, their friends, their normal lives, and became refugees. Became refugees. Together with teachers from different theatre schools, we shared responsibilities. Everyone volunteered to teach the subjects they knew best. Participation was not compulsory. Anyone could join the classes, students, professional actors, and or refugees who were staying in the theatre building. This performance, Sunny Sky.
Але перетворилось у світ театру, у світ казки. Діти, які лише приїхали, були дуже так зажахані, так стримали, боячись. Але під час дійства, за хвилин 5-10, вони хотіли вже долучатися. Вони вже посміхалися, вони вже трішечки забулися про весь жах, який вони пережили.
Я виїхала з Києва нещодавно у Львів і дуже надію, що ми змогли з тими акторами, які працюють в театрі НЕО, зробити виставу антистрес для дітей, які потрапили на переселенці, як діти родина змушені покинути свої рідні домівки.
Мені дуже сподобалось, всі ця вистава, вона гралася дітьми, вона гралася шариками, класила лялечку, так що я вважаю, що мені дуже сподобалося.
Мені сподобалась вистава, яка аніматор зробила. На фестивалі діти вивчають.
Many of our students found themselves abroad. Most of them wrote to me saying that they wanted to continue their studies. I started sending emails to people I had never met before at the theatre schools across Europe. The Alexander Zelberovich Theatre Academy in Bialystok, the Academy of Performing Arts in Prague, the Academy of Performing Arts in Bratislava, and the Theatre School in Stuttgart. Everywhere I wrote, people responded with kindness. They accepted our students free of charge and helped them continue their education. On the one hand, I believe it was the right thing to do, and I do not regret it. On the other hand, It was probably my mistake as a teacher. Most of those students never come back. Still, I am deeply grateful to all those wonderful people who answered my emails so quickly and helped our students. Through this experience, we felt genuine solidarity, not only from our European colleagues, but also from friends all over the world. I will always remember this support and always be grateful to everyone who helped our students, our colleagues, and ordinary Ukrainians. Because forced migration, our department lost more than half of its students. When the war began, my class included 17 acting students, 5 directing students, and 4 scenography students. When we finally returned to classroom teaching, only 7 actors, 2 directors, and 2 scenographers remained. Little by little, we learned how to teach through Zoom. Also, internet access was often unreliable. Teaching theoretical subjects was much easier than teaching practical ones. We explained the assignment online, and students recorded the acting exercise at home. Dance teacher, for example, filmed combinations for students to practice, and students sent back videos on their work. The same happened in acting and stage speech classes. Students recorded individual scenes and later edited them into one complete video.
Хай із ними день 3 дні плачуть всі в країні діти. Посміятись і радіти у моєму царстві. Ні. Хто усміхнеться в часі дій? Я того Мykhailo з'їм.
Ще мало була сія, різна гвардія своя. В ній служили молодці, розп'яті солюдівці. Хто сміявся, вони вгадали і на гайку шмагали. Так, що в царстві тому скрізь вистачало злочинності лісу.
Отакий був сам Максим України сльозовий.
For example, the fairy tale you will see today was created this way together with our stage speech teacher, Urytskyi.Theatre, who is here with us today. Both teachers and students had to discover completely new ways of learning. Some of the projects were so successful that they were shown on television. One short film about the Ukrainian national hero, Cossack, was broadcast on television throughout Japan and became surprisingly popular there. Sometimes the situation became quite funny. Parents, grandparents, and other family members often helped students prepare their acting exercises. Occasionally, I felt that I should give a grade not only to the student but also to the parents. Students also graded complete online performances and stage speech projects. Without planning it, we began to create entirely new forms of online theatre. In the middle of April 2022, Russian forces were defeated near Kiev and withdrew from the Kiev region. Missile attacks on the capital became less frequent and the situation became slightly safer. We began thinking about returning to face-to-face teaching. At the end of May, full-time classes resumed at the Karpenko-Kiev National University of the Theatre, Cinema and Television. The situation in Kharkiv was completely different. You can see Kharkiv metro. The city remained very close to the front line and was under constant attack. The building of Kharkiv National University of Arts was hit several times and suffered serious damage. For this reason, education in Kharkiv could continue only online. Of the 25th of May 2022, we gathered in Kiev for our first department meeting since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. According to the academic calendar, the summer examination session was about to begin. Perhaps it was adrenaline. Perhaps we had simply missed each other and missed the creative process. Whatever the reason, the student performances presented during the summer examinations of 2022 remain, in my opinion, the best work I have seen during all my years at the university. The greatest change was safety. Air raid alarm became part of our daily ritual. Fortunately, the main university building has a bomb shelter. Unfortunately, the building where puppet theatre students study does not have our shelter. The nearest metro station is only a few minutes away, so where an air raid alarm begins, we have about 5 minutes to reach safety. During long alarms, we simply continue our classes on the platforms of the Kiev metro. We try to concentrate on our work and create a small space for learning in the middle of a public shelter. Of course, it is impossible not to attract attention. People hidden from the attacks often stop to listen to our singing, our stage speech, exercises or our acting classes. Without planning it, our lessons become public performances and we suddenly find ourselves performing in front of grateful audience. At moments like this, we remember the traditions of old traveling theatre where actors went to the audience instead of waiting for the audience to come to the theatre. And despite all the difficulties, there has been one unexpected advantage. Another major challenge was the long power outages. We felt them most strongly in the autumn of 2022 and again during the winter of 2025-2026. Russian Federation began to destroy Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Every day, missiles and drones targeted power plants, electrical substations, heating systems, and water supply networks. As a result, people in Kyiv often had electricity for only 2 or 3 hours a day. Sometimes we were without power for 18 or even 20 hours. When electricity returned, usually in the middle of the night, we had to do everything as quickly as possible. We charged our phones and laptops, cooked food, heated water, prepared materials for classes, and tried to get at least a little rest before the next lookout. Anyone who visited Ukraine, especially Kyiv, between November and April, probably remembers one particular sound: the constant noise of electric generators standing outside almost every shop, cafe, and hairdressers. Despite all this, life in Kyiv never stopped, and neither did education. Unexpectedly, one of the most useful subjects during that period became shadow theatre. Together, students, teachers, and university to buy power banks, LED lamps, flashlights, and every possible source of light. Even Christmas lights became stage equipment. Sometimes we worked simply by candlelight. Ordinary candles also became a source of heat. We placed a ceramic flower pot over a candle, allowing it to store and slowly release warmth. When we created performances for our university theatre, we always ask ourselves the questions: can we perform this without electricity? If the answer was yes, then we knew the production was ready. The performance with that hope, which you will see tomorrow, and which I warmly invite you to attend, was designed in exactly this way. We made sure that it could be performed using only flashlights and battery power candles. Sincerely hope that tomorrow we will be able I would also like to say a few words about the international activities of our university. For many years, opportunities that are completely normal for most European universities were almost impossible for Ukrainian higher education institutions. Excuse me, this part of our study during blackout. A major step forward came in May 2005 when Ukraine joined the Bologna process. From the moment Ukraine began adapting its higher education system to European standards. This including at the beginning of the full-scale invasion, many European theatre schools welcomed our students. In many cases, these exchanges were organized through the Erasmus Plus program. At the time, our university had very little experience with it. The Alexander Zelberovich Theatre Academy in Poland invited us to become a partner in Erasmus Plus. Thanks to this cooperation, several of our students spent a semester studying in Vilnius. Today, our students and teachers take part in Erasmus Plus exchanges in Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Bulgaria, and Germany. We also cooperate with the Lithuanian Academy of Music and Theatre in Vilnius and its faculty in Klaipėda. For many universities in Europe, international mobility is a normal part of academic life. For us, however, these opportunities are still relatively new. They became possible because of our colleagues and friends decided to support Ukraine during the war. For this, we are deeply grateful. The courage of the Ukrainian people has also drawn international attention to our theatre school. We now receive invitation to both international festivals or theatre schools and festival for professional theatre. This wonderful festival in Vilnius, where we are honored to be today, is already the 7th international festival attended by students who are sitting here with me. During the past 4.5 years, our students of our school have participated in festivals in Moldova, Romania, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, Germany, France, Slovenia, Finland, and Italy. Students from our film faculty have also presented their work at the Cannes Film Festival and the Berlin International Film Festival, where they received international awards. We are very grateful to the organizers of this Congress and Festival in Vilnius for giving us the opportunity to present Karpenko-Karel Kyiv National University of Theatre, Cinema and Television to such international audience. I would like to thank our international colleagues and friends who Marcel Bazanet, formed artistic director of Comédie Française and formed director of the Conservatoire National Art Dramatique in Paris. He contacted me himself, offered to work with our students and travel to Kiev at his own expense despite the dangers of war. Over 3 workshop sessions, he introduced our students to the aesthetic of the theatre of absurd. We are deeply grateful to artists like Marcel Bazanet. Despite the danger of missile attacks, despite power cuts and the lack of heating, they come to Ukraine to stand beside us. They share with us the most valuable things they have: their talent, their knowledge, and their solidarity. If teaching in Kiev has been difficult, the situation in Kharkiv has been truly devastating. At the beginning of the full-scale invasion, Kharkiv was almost surrounded by Russian troops. Later, the Ukrainian armed forces pushed them back from the city and removed the immediate danger of occupation. However, Kharkiv is only about 30 kilometers from the Russian border. Russia continues to destroy a city where, before the war, the majority of people spoke Russian as their first language. Under this condition, it has been almost impossible to organize safe education for students and teachers. The university building has been hit several times. The students of Mykhailo, one of Ukraine's leading theatre directors, gave performances every day in Kharkiv metro. Sometimes they performed at several stations in a single day. Oksana once told me that these performances were a kind of salvation for both her students and herself. They gave them the opportunity to continue creating theatre and to be useful to other people, even during the darkest days of the war. While our university totally for only 3 months, Kharkiv has not been teaching only for 4 years. Of course, this is far from an ideal way to teach theatre. It is simply the only way to keep the students together and preserve this unique community of teachers. Like every great challenge, however, it has inspired creative solutions. Teachers continue to invent new segments, new teaching methods, and new artistic form. In a few moments, I would like to show you a short student project called Vertep. I'd like to explain that Vertep is a traditional Ukrainian puppet theatre that tells the biblical story of the birth of Jesus Christ. you see, the student project created entirely during online learning combines theater with animation. I'm happy to say that beginning with this academic year, the Kharkiv National University Awards is finally returning to face-to-face teaching. We are living through an extremely different period. I'm constantly impressed by the strength and courage of both my colleagues and my students. Difficult times create strong people. Today, all our hopes are very simple. We dream of peace. We dream of Ukraine's victory. We dream not only of visiting your countries, but also of welcoming all of you to Ukraine. We hope one day to invite you to Kyiv, one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. Before I finish, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who continues to support Ukraine during these difficult and tragic years. Thank you to everyone who helped us with words, with actions, and with the means to defend our country. Thank you to everyone who stands with us in our fight against the aggression and tyranny of the 21st century. We are sincerely grateful to the organizers of the Congress and of this wonderful festival in University Theatre. Thank you for your invitation. Thank you for your generosity, your hospitality, and the excellent organization of this event. As a citizen of Ukraine, I would also like to thank the people of Lithuania. For 4.5 years, we have felt your friendship, your solidarity, and your support. Thank you for standing with us. And finally, I would like to thank all of you for being here today. Thank you to the armed forces of Ukraine. Because of their courage, we are able to live, to create, and to share our art with the world. Слава Україні!
Sincerely, thank you for coming to Lithuania, and I think we all felt how important this message is in context of this Congress. And we have just few minutes left, and we will have a coffee break, and if someone wants to have a private talk, I think all the group is ready to share more. A reminder, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we have a performance, right? At 3 o'clock in the Public Theatre. So, welcome to see. As I understood, this performance was made in the conditions of the war, so it will be very unique. Also, do we have some question or something? Someone wants to share something? Yes, please.
I will ask to help
Yeah,
me.
use it to translate.
Чи існує заборона на радість? Театр – це радість. Theater is about joy, festive mood. And is there a band to have joy? And how do you feel here when we are all, swimming in the fountain and, celebrating? How do you feel about it?
Yes, of course. As I said, about дійсно театр це про радість, і ми навчились жити в нормальних умовах.
The theater is about the joy, and we just used to live in a such abnormal conditions, and
І дійсно кожна наша зустріч з такою чудовою аудиторією, вона надихає нас, вона дає нам поштовх для роботи, для творчості.
and every meeting abroad with new people with such events make us to create more, to do more things, to continue make this joy.
Some other question or something? Last one? No, I just want to refer that I have experienced myself to do education for the first week after war started in Vilnius, where many refugees, only moms with babies. And they were in different places, they didn't know even address, they were separated. So we decided to do Saturday meeting for them, that they should meet each other and they would know each other. So when I came with my students from this Vilnius University improv studio, we made some fun, and what I saw, all moms were sleeping in the corners because they could sleep. Babies are busy, they got some pizzas and they slept. And one mom was sleeping, and then suddenly, and again, and like constantly waking up like that. So it was huge effect for all of us. And theater helps because children, they immediately forget the tension. That was something unique. Like they totally in the game and no problems. And and your experience also that in the underground to do the performances, and this is the process of studies. I think it's a message for all of us. So thank you very much. I think we will continue in the discussion in the down in coffee break, and also what? 11 o'clock starts another session, and also announcement. We have 2 more places for visiting university with excursion. If someone wants, you need to go to the registering this desk, help desk, and you just take these 2 places, okay? If someone wants to see, because there are so many places you didn't see yet being here, okay? So announcements over. Thank you for the